Are you wondering about the difference between a Rambler and a split foyer and a bilevel house? Well, that's what we're talking about today. So let's dive right in. Today I'm going to talk about three common styles of houses that you see all over Montgomery County in neighborhoods that were built in the 50s to sort of the late 60s, maybe even the early 70s. A couple of weeks ago, I was out showing houses in Rockville and sort of Silver Spring, 20902, and the buyers I was with asked me, what's the difference between a Rambler and a split foyer? And I've been asked that question a lot of times before, and I thought that maybe I'd take a couple of minutes and outline them for you. First, I'll run down what the basic parts are of each housing style, and then I'll talk about the differences towards the end of the video. If you're interested in the difference between a split foyer and a split level house, you can click here and you watch the video that I did a while ago talking about that. First, I'll talk about what's probably the most common style of the three, and that would be the Rambler. They're all basically pretty similar in that they're rectangular boxes with 2 stories. The Rambler, usually, you walk in on the main level, and by and large, you'll have a living room, dining room, kitchen, and then you come out and there's a hallway down that takes you to a bathroom and often 3 bedrooms, sometimes 4, depending on the size of the house. And in a bigger one, you'll usually have an ensuite bath in the primary bedroom. Then you would go downstairs, either the stairway in the middle of the house or sometimes at the front, and you would have rec room, laundry room, utilities, sometimes another extra bonus room, and oftentimes a door out the back that goes into a stairway that you would go up to get to grade for the backyard. Normally, Ramblers, the kitchen, which is normally off the back, there would be a doorway there. You might go down a few stairs or onto a deck that would take you out to the backyard. There's another style of Rambler that you see not quite as often. I call it the L-shaped Rambler. I'm not really going to go into detail about that one today, but here's a picture of it just so you can see. Next is a split foyer. With a split foyer, you normally walk in to the front door and immediately there's a small foyer and then there are stairs that go up and down right away. If you go upstairs, you'll see the same basic layout that you see in a Rambler. Living room, dining room, kitchen, hallway, bedrooms, hall bath, sometimes the ensuite in the primary. Then if you go down the stairs to the foyer and then down into the lower level, normally you'll have some extra rooms, a big sort of rec room, family room, maybe another bedroom, a bath, some utility space. The big difference is that in a split foyer, usually when you go out to the backyard, the lower level is at grade. So normally there's a sliding glass door and it's a walkout basement to the backyard. Finally, the bilevel. I actually live in a bilevel home. It's the same basic box as a Rambler and a split foyer, but you walk into the basement and normally there's a big foyer, and then off to the left and right would be sometimes a family room or another bedroom and a den or bedroom. Then you walk a little further back and you've got some other, sometimes finished space, sometimes it's just one big basement across the back. Normally there's only one door from the lower level to the outside. Sometimes there's a second off to the side, maybe in the big family room. Then you go upstairs to the main level, and that's where you've got the living room, dining room, kitchen, hallway, bathroom, and then the bedrooms down on the end. So the big difference between the three is normally the lot that they're built on. Ramblers are usually built on fairly level lots. Sometimes they'll be sort of falling away a little bit, but normally a Rambler's built on a level lot. The split foyer, on the other hand, is normally built on what's called a falling lot. So it's higher at the front and then it falls off towards the back. That gives you that lower level walkout into the backyard. Whereas a bilevel is exactly the opposite. It's lower in the front yard. Normally the front of the basement is at grade, and then the lot goes up so that you get the backyard is normally at grade for the upper level. So you walk off of the kitchen or living room, usually through a sliding glass door, out to the backyard. I forgot to say thanks to my nice client Jessica, who gave me this great shirt, which is one of those little truisms that I said to her back when we first started looking at houses, that the good ones go fast. And indeed, in today's market, they do. If you're interested in the question of whether we're in a housing bubble or not, you can check out my recent video on that by clicking up here. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel so that you get notified whenever new videos come out, you can click over there. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a great day.